All right.
Okay, so you want to make sure this is on. You can get slack through on both sides, so that feels good. So you just want to essentially to follow this diagram through here. So on top here, I'm just going to pull slack through both sides. On top here and on bottom.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty straightforward. And then right here, you want to put this part of the little V there,
Okay.
because it needs to go through that path. And then you want to make sure the sprockets are grabbing on both sides. So the sprockets, before you engage this part,
Right.
the sprockets should be grabbing. So once you feel that, and that looks good, then you can close this, and you want to feel very little resistance. You don't want it to be, if you feel that it's snagging a little bit or there's too much tension, you might rip the film or punch a hole in it or something. You don't want that. So that part's good. And now, you know, this part here, we could give it a little bit of slack. So this, if you push in here and then rotate, you'll get, it'll give you slack on the film.
Okay.
So it'll pull from here, from the mag, into the loading area. So just a little bit more there, feel good. And then make sure you rotate it so it's not loose still. And then you want to make sure, then now we want to set the pressure plate onto the gate. So,
Okay, so
this part right here will move the whole movement onto the pressure plate. And you essentially just want to kind of line it up so you're not punching a hole in the film and you just grab the film. So it's kind of a little bit of a tricky thing at first. So you'll feel it, and you can see it too. If it's grabbing the film, you can see the film is like getting caught by that claw there.
Yeah.
So if it's grabbing there, then we're good. And you'll feel it when you start to push it down. If you feel any resistance at this point, then there's probably an issue.
Okay.
So it should click very easily, and then you should be able to rotate. Okay. But then we run into this issue now because when we try to pull it more, there's not enough slack here. So this is getting like this is very taut up here. So we give it a little bit of slack, and we set it to the loop position, and then that kind of gives us a basis of where we set our loop. So on the bottom, it's going to be about there. Following that line, on the top, it's going to be about there. So that's basically about it. And then you just want to rotate through a few times before we turn on the camera to make sure it goes through without any issues. So that feels pretty good. So I would say that's good. And then you're just going to turn on that little buckle switch, and then it should be good to go. And then you can roll. And that's it.
Very cool.